Hello guys, this is Mungo. I am going to show you managing to hopefully, well, if I'm showing you this then it will be it. I'm going to do the whole of Outer Wilds in one life. It's a nice little challenge I've set myself. Trying to be calm and not get too stressed, but also giving myself something really stressful to do. I'm not a speed runner. I'm not very good at speed running. I don't have good hand-eye. I have like average hand-eye coordination, probably worse than average for people who spend all of their life playing video games. Because video games are actually good for. There have been studies they've shown it's good for your eyesight. It's good for your hand-eye coordination. So there are definite benefits of game playing. And I think there are other cognitive benefits actually that have been shown. Although I wouldn't gun too hard for everybody should be playing video games, because a lot of activities have cognitive benefits. And so if you're only playing games, then you're probably distracting from other things. So music, for instance, has a hell of a lot of cognitive benefits. So does learning other languages and stuff like that. Let's just make sure I don't end up accidentally starting this conversation again. There we go. So then I jump down and it's like this way. Yeah, I went the correct way. So I think you're kind of pigeonholing yourself if you just play video games and are like, oh yeah, video games are actually good for me. Although I play a lot because I also work in games on narrative tools for game writers, which is awesome. So now I've started up the loop, so I think that before then, I wish probably someone cleverer than me could like skip this conversation. So yeah, this game is on a loop. You have 22 minutes from when that guy did his eyes to live through a life. And normally you'd be doing like a few different, one or two things to explore the world and find out stuff in your life. But I've explored everywhere, I think, and found out everything. And now I'm just going to try to do the core things that complete the game in my life. So what I did at the beginning of the game was I went up and I got the codes for this lift, which lets me get on the spaceship. So you can't actually get on the spaceship until you've started up. So now I've got on the spaceship, I'm going to fly out and I'm going to go to... where is it? There we are. I'm going to go to this planet, Ember Twin. I'm going to use the autopilot because I trust that more than myself while I'm speaking. And then I'm going to go to this little blue line, which is going to give me a distress signal, which then means that I can identify distress signals later down the line. Yeah, so this game is like, I have very mixed feelings about this game, because although I think having completed it, my feelings are much more positive than they were before. So there's a lot that's like genuinely, completely and utterly unique about this game. Stunning, like really, it's really visually beautiful. You know, I can't kind of argue that for you if you either feel that way or not, but I think this game is absolutely stunning. And it's really creative actually as well. It's got a lot of interesting ideas, and it's got like these funky little lines which help you to align yourself when you're going towards the planet. So I think I'm going to actually miss this planet completely. I'm trying to go through. I can go as fast as I like because this is going to land on water. No, I'm not going to miss. Okay, awesome. Oh, almost hit those guys though. Right. It's a fun fact, if you travel fast enough, oh god, that was confusing. If you travel fast enough, you can actually penetrate, there's a strong current that you can't go through unless you go through a tornado, but actually if you travel fast enough you can kind of clip right through it. I found that because I looked at the achievements list. This guy is traveling towards, no, he's traveling away, okay. This could... So now I'm going into the center of this planet where I'm going to pick up a signal which I then use when I get into this vessel at the end. Yeah, so I'm traveling inside of this jellyfish, so the jellyfish will sting you if you hit the outside of them, but if you go inside from underneath, then they will protect you, and then you can go down inside of the planet, which is pretty cool, because there's also this electricity field around the planet which will also hurt you, and you can't actually go through unless you're in the jellyfish. Yeah, so the codes that I get from the pod inside here will then tell me the location of the eye of the universe, which is a funky thing that predates the universe. I honestly, I would say I don't completely understand all of the lore in this game. Like, it's not like Dark Souls. It's very comprehensible. It's actually very exceptionally well written and clearly written. But there's some quite high-end sci-fi concepts. And it's nice stuff about the universe. There's precursors to the universe, and this universe is actually right about to end when the game starts, and the tools that the people who predated my species, who were here billions of years before, the tools that they had can harness the dying sun, and they actually are what makes the sun. Okay, I can't find the flipping pod. Where is it? So I bet it was exactly where I landed first, so I probably orbited the whole planet just now. So as you can see, I'm not a hugely efficient player. I didn't know exactly where this was before I started. Right. And there's cool characters. Like if you follow the names of the characters in all of the environmental notes, you'll find they have like relationships with each other. They have different personalities. You do get a sense of these people. I love the writing. This is visually really, really awesome. Like playing it now, after having been so frustrated, now I feel sort of somewhat competent with it, is a wonderful feeling, and I enjoy it, I think, a lot more now that I've got through the frustration. I feel similarly with Dark Souls games. Like in both cases, I just wish that it was a little bit easier, because I don't like going through. I don't think, for me personally, this barrier is worth it. I think maybe if I use up thrusters, it's faster. It doesn't seem to make much difference. And this one, it just wastes a lot of your time. Like when you screw up. What the fudge? Is this traveling? Is it traveling upwards? Is that why it's so low? I have no idea why I'm approaching it so slowly. Now it's faster. Okay. I think it was floating upwards, and that's why I was moving so slowly towards it. Okay, so what's the next thing? I've forgotten. Yes, I need to get the warp core, so I'm going to fly back to Ashtwin, the sand planet. So there's some really cool physics that kind of changes during this 20-minute cycle in this game. Sorry, I hope that no one felt nauseous when I just did that. So you have these two planets, for example. One of them is covered in sand, and the other one is a rocky planet. And the sand actually travels from the sand planet to the rocky planet over the course of the 22-minute game, which reveals things on the sand planet and closes up stuff in the rock planet. So you have to kind of treat the timing well. So just on the left, behind where the orbit is right now, is a tower that I'm going to go onto, which will warp me to the location of the warp drive. Now I need to be careful here because I don't want to fall into this one. Oh no, it's this one. No, I missed the timing. I fucked up the timing, but I could have actually warped. I could have actually warped this way if I'd gone correctly. Positioned myself wrong. So here's the sand moving in a circle. Right, so I need to check that it's the right tower. I think it's this one. Yeah, it's this one because it's got that dead guy. So what I have to do here is I hide under this bridge, which means that I won't get sucked up by the sand. And then as the sand is going, this will be pointing at its warp destination. So I will kind of nip under and into the warp point. And I need to make sure that I don't hit the cactus instead. And the warp is only active when the sand is flowing across. And this is quite funky. Like there's a lot of clues and hints about what you're supposed to do here. So this is a good example of where my mixed feelings are about the game, because it's so well written. Like the clues are really good. You know, they kind of layer on. Like if you keep exploring further out, then you'll find more and more clues that nudge you to your solutions. But you're putting things together, and you feel really clever. But at the same time, I've got to like sit around, and if I fuck this up, then I've got to sit around for ages. Like I think it's like 2 whole minutes or something that I wait. And you know, if you don't register in your own head that this is this one, right? Like there's hints in the architecture. They tell you, the architecture tells you this is a twin pair of towers, so this is the one that's paired to the twins. But if you don't pick up on that and you forget which one it is, then you go off to another warp. You can waste half an hour just like getting no progress and learning nothing. And I found that kind of thing very easy to do. I'm very good at screwing up in all games, really. But that's just beautiful, isn't it? Look at that sunset. Look at this. That's awesome. I love everything's on the same orbit, which is accurate to the solar system, right? Where everything is like it's on one disk. And you've got shadows. Like that means we know where the sun is. The sun is there, right? Because we're casting a shadow onto this, right? Up at the capital. No, I fucked. Ah, yes. So I thought I'd screwed it up. Let's try this. Yeah, I feel so smart. Did a little jump there. Saved me some time. So then this is going to turn off the... Okay, come on. This is going to turn off the thing that protects the warp core, and this one's going to turn off the artificial gravity. And now I'm going to leap up. Oh, what an angle. It's not... There's no prompt. What? I don't know why the prompt went there. No, wrong way. And then this is warping back. Get away so I don't accidentally teleport back, because those teleporters, I don't click anything, it just happens. Right, so now I've got my warp core. Now I just need to go into the bramble planet, avoid some incredibly deadly fish, and then I will get to start a new universe. Oh, I'm quite pleased. I think I've done pretty good time. Obviously, I'm not a world record holder or anything like that, but I think it's been pretty capable. I'm just looking for this bramble planet. I cannot find it. There it is, right. So, also, if I was really brave and had very, very good angling, then I could go straight into... You see that little dot? Okay, no, the autopilot's going to run me into the sun if I'm in it. So yeah, if I was really brave, I could go right into that spot in the center where I'm going at full speed and then just whip right through. Instead, I'm going to be cautious, I'm going to be slow and not die if I can avoid it. So that was the sun just kind of like helping realign us there with this gravity. But the music's really good as well. It's really cool. So you can see on the screen the little stars exploding as the game goes on. Those will actually basically all explode through the game. So this gives you quite a sense, like, we're doing... what the f... Why is this... I'm gonna hit the planet. Okay, that was a little bit much choice. Okay, I'm just going to go super duper slowly because these lights are from like anglerfish, Except, well, some of them are from anglerfish and some of them are from locations you can get to. So that is not a fish, that's a location. But this one's probably a fish, right? The red's never fish. So you can't use, they're blind, but they can hear your engines. Yeah, so that's definitely a fish. They're such freaky looking things. I hate these guys so much. I don't think they're particularly good things to encounter. Like, I don't like things that you have to be super duper slow and that's it to avoid. I think that's a bit boring, personally. But I think their visual design is exceptional. Like, that's just like... Oh, it distresses me. They also make an incredibly loud noise if you get killed by them, which freaks me out a little bit. I'll be honest. I'm a bit of a chicken sometimes. I'm man enough to admit that. Now, where the hell's the distress signal? Ah, it's left. That's why. So that noise is the distress beacon that I've found here. So this is going to lead me to a load of dead Nomai, who are like precursors. Oh, I'm not gonna lie, I'm really stressed right now. I'm not handling this. Oh, there we go. Right. So now these little... Oh no. These lights are gonna lead me to their corpses. Oops. Okay, it doesn't matter that I did just damage my ship. Like, you can see the red damage thing. But as long as I don't do that, like, several times in a row, then I'm fine. Right. So what I've done there is I've shot my camera into that, which then tells me which is the correct place to go to. And then when that gets out there, it'll lead to the vessel that they died in. Okay, now I need to be super careful here, because these guys, I'll just float past them. These guys will kill me instantly if I do anything. You can actually move the camera, but I'm too freaked out to do that right now. Oh, those fangs. Those fangs. Okay, let's move the camera. You can see also it's got like a funky fisheye effect, the camera. So like when I move, they sort of distort kind of the sides. I'm not explaining that well, but like that's the degree of vision. So like this thing, it's kind of round here, but it's going to get stretched out. You see that? This one that's closest to me, it stretches out as it goes to the side of the screen. And that's the perspective trying to kind of accommodate in sort of fisheye way. Okay, I think I'm far enough past them that I can start to boost. Again, apologies if this is a bit... oh, fuck, there's no one. Now I'm a bit scared because if I hit this area, okay, I'm gonna have to boost sideways. This is stressing me out so much. But once I'm through here, then I think I'm done with all of these fucking fish. Sorry. Oh, that was a noise, that was one of them. Okay, just bouncing around the sides. Yes, okay, I'm at the end. Okay, I've basically done all of the challenges. Let's just get out of this. Oh, fuck. Slightly inelegant drop out of orbit there. Oh, missed my spots. So then I put this warp core in here. Oh, come on. Come on, Mungo. Come on, you can do it. Oh. There we go. Right, that gives me gravity, which is super useful. Oh, wrong control. Okay, what's my coordinates? Oh, it's on the bottom left. Oh This is harder to do with a controller than a mouse. Most things are easier with a controller in this game because you have fine tuning of your motions, and the camera, the turning the ship is very, very difficult with a mouse because you can't do it instantly, right? Okay, so now I've warped. Ooh, and I've got an achievement. Nice. Oh, okay, so do I press this again? I can't remember. No. So I've finished this. Like I've done. That's kind of reaching the end. Which way? That's the ship I came from. So now the universe has ended. Let's just boost speed me up. Oh no. The gravity's really, really high here, so I can't really get back around much. Again, this is stunning. Yeah, I hope that coronavirus is not hitting you too hard, whoever's watching. I know that a lot of theatre people are suffering a lot. I think a lot of people are suffering generally. I mean, I am missing the gym, I'm missing parties, and you know, obviously I didn't go to the pubs today. I'm missing meeting people and seeing people, because I wanted to be back. To be back in the UK for a long time before. Where am I even trying to get to? I wonder if this map is like repeating itself. I've only got this far once, so what the fuck? Sorry for the swearing. A piece of rock just landed on me. Yeah, so being stuck in Germany, I wasn't really enjoying living in Germany, and I didn't want to be isolated there. And it's better to be isolated here, but obviously it means that I've still been a very long time without seeing an awful lot of people, because it's been years for some, and then I've come back and I'm still stuck here. So, but you know, I'm grateful. I've got a job, a lovely job, and I've got my games. Is awesome. I love this sound as well in this. So I didn't completely understand this the first time I came here. I was a little bit like, oh, it's one of those bits of a game or a film where there's a funky sequence and it's all surreal and abstract and up to us to interpret. And I think there is some of this, but it's also a nice kind of metaphorical showing the end of the universe. This game felt, when I got to this point, and especially in a little bit, but around about here, when I was like, okay, yeah, this is definitely the end of the world, the end of the universe, I felt quite sad, like, because that's your aim, is to get to a point where everything is done, is ended, and you get to start a new universe, but everybody that you've met is dying. Like, that's the context or subtext or whatever. So, you know, that's what they choose to have as this game. What happens if I wander off here? It's totally okay if you stop watching this now, because the main piece is done. Okay, so then it starts again. Okay, that's what happens. There's actually no gravity here, that's interesting. So the floor is one of these sticky floors, but there's no gravity generally. I'll just let it float. So all these are like stars that are puffing out. But also, if I hit them, I think then I can make them puff out. Okay, nothing happened. Ooh, it's graphically a little bit off. Wow, this thing is tall. Is this just endlessly repeating itself? No. It's a tree. I wonder if I'll hit the ground again upwise as well. Okay, I definitely teleported there. That was weird. So this bit also, I feel like it doesn't, like, I'm not quite clear on like where I meant to go or what I meant to do. I get a bit lost here, and that's totally cool because that's the intention, I think. Campfire. They have a lot of this, like, when you look at things, they appear, or when you look away, they disappear. So, and that's also what I was doing with switching my light off and on. So, yeah, you see here, you can make that building disappear. To go back and speak to him, maybe. We need the others, yeah. Let's follow this horn. What, is it a horn? If it makes that, it's like a mug or a jug that he's playing, it sounds like. Maybe a little poem. Okay, I think I'd done that one. Right. I love this accordion noise. Whoa, fuck. Oh, that stressed me out. These instruments are being placed next to their character based on what they do. What? I can't use the scout? How do I zoom in with this? I think the button has been obscured by my UI for my recording. I can't remember. There's the zoom control. That's so interesting, you can lose your camera. Where is this? Come on, gather. Yes. I think I gathered that. Wasn't entirely clear. Let's go. And they all play together. These guys were scattered across the solar system. They each had funky things to say. Oh, this is a really delightful ending. This is really satisfying. And now they're starting a new universe. I haven't got that quite right, but I am able to whistle. Alright, let's go. Come on. Bounce off it. Let me in. But that's a beautiful effect. I mean, once you've completed it, this is beautiful. Like, then you feel all the tedium, the chorefulness of it. disappears, right? And you're just left with the spectacle and the feeling of what you've accomplished. And this is what happens with a lot of video games. They're beautiful in the memory, right? So frustrating to play at the time, but then you love them in retrospect. Okay, I think I'm going to stop recording here.